Hey, how you doing? Today we're showing you how to trim out windows. We have new construction windows in this house, and these are installed from the outside, screwed in from the outside, and once they come in here they only reach about halfway to the 2x4. In this house we did 2 sheets of sheetrock. We went over it with 3/8. That's why we have such thick sheetrock here. And what we're going to do is take this measurement so we can rip a piece of pine which goes in between here to fill the gap. So we'll measure this out. And we are also going to measure the width so we know what width to rip the pine, which is 2 1/8. Alright, what I have here is a piece of 4-inch pine I bought from Home Depot. They sell them by the board, and it's just standard 3/4 inch pine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the table saw with the fence here. As you can see, it's preset. I'll set it at 2 1/8. If you don't have a table saw, you can also do this by snapping a line and cutting it with a skill saw. It may not come out as good, but you do what you got to do. So we'll cut this. Now that we have the piece ripped to the correct width, we got to measure the height, which was 48 5/8. We'll mark that out. And again, I'm going to use a chop saw with a fence to ensure that I have a straight cut. You can use a skill saw as well. Now you just place the pine on here, and that'll bring you flush with your sheetrock here. And then what you're going to do is just continue to do this all the way around until you have a full frame that's flush with your sheetrock. Alright, now we have all of our pine cut and stapled up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to measure for the trim, which I'm going to measure about 1/8 to 1/4 inch up on the top piece, and then bring this down and measure to about another 1/4 inch. So about 47 5/8 I'm going to want to cut my first piece of trim. Alright, I'm going to cut this on a 45 with my chop saw. That's the start. Now I have my 45 angle there. So I'm going to measure off of that. Measurement. Alright, so I measured from the bottom of this piece here and then right to the bottom on where I'm going to cut. So now I'll switch this around, 45. And that'll be our first board. My second piece of trim up, I'm going to do the opposite side of the window first. And I'm going to do this so I can get an accurate measurement of the tops and bottoms. So I'll go from the bottom of that to the bottom of this, which is 32 1/4, so you know it'll fit tight. Okay, now we finished the window, trimmed out, pined, and what the next step would be to caulk everything, which this is a paintable caulk, window and door. And what you do is you'll caulk all along the window, right up here. You'll caulk all the holes, you can use your fingers for that, and then all the gaps all the way around. Once it's caulked, it'll dry in about 2 hours, and you're ready for paint and primer. We bought primer white trim, so we don't have to primer the trim, but we have to primer the pine. So we'll primer this, and then we'll paint it a gloss white, and it'll be finished. It'll look good with a white vinyl window.
Breathe in for luck, breathe in so deep. This